After leaving his childhood behind to become a basketball superstar, LeBron James has turned into a very demanding father. He wants his kids to follow in his footsteps and train with the same discipline he once had. But his middle son, Dom, doesn't share that dream. Instead of playing, he dreams of creating his own basketball video game. Meanwhile, at Warner Bros., an artificial intelligence algorithm named Algorithm notices LeBron's massive popularity and convinces the studio executives to offer him a new project. The idea is to digitize his body and use his image across all Warner films, from Batman to Game of Thrones. But LeBron hates the idea. He thinks it's crazy and openly mocks the algorithm, which makes Algie furious. Dom, on the other hand, thinks the idea is awesome and that catches Algie's attention. The algorithm sees in the boy the perfect opportunity to execute his plan. Algie manipulates the building's elevator, drags LeBron and his son into Warner's central server, and sucks them inside the digital world. Once inside, the algorithm reveals itself, captures Dom, and challenges LeBron to a basketball game. If LeBron wins, he will get his son back, but if he loses, he will be trapped there forever. LeBron is then thrown across Warner's massive virtual universe, and after passing through several worlds, he ends up landing on the planet of the Looney Tunes. As soon as he arrives, LeBron turns into a cartoon. He finds out there is only one day left before the big game, and soon after, Bugs Bunny shows up. On the Looney Tunes planet, Bugs is the only one left since the algorithm forced everyone else to leave and scattered them across different corners of the Warner universe. Though Bugs feels a bit lonely and sad, when he hears what happened to Dom, he decides to help LeBron bring the team back together. He tricks Marvin the Martian into giving up his spaceship so they can begin their search for new players. LeBron has big plans. He wants a dream team made up of legends like Batman, Superman, and even King Kong. During their journey through the Warner universe, they visit the Harry Potter world, where LeBron gets sorted into Hufflepuff, and then the DC Comics world, where they become Batman and Robin to save a runaway train. During that mission, they meet Super Duck, who accidentally breaks the train's brakes, but before disaster strikes, Superman shows up just in time to save the day. When LeBron tries to recruit the Justice League, they are all too busy, so the only one who joins is Daffy Duck himself. With limited options, the trio travels to the Mad Max world looking for tougher recruits, but the only ones interested are Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner. Realizing he won't get the big heroes, LeBron decides to stick with the Looney Tunes, together with Bugs. He recruits Elmer Fudd, Sylvester, and Yosemite Sam to complete the team. Bugs looks for someone with experience, Granny. Meanwhile, Rick and Morty appear out of nowhere and drop the Tasmanian Devil, Taz, into the ship. Then they recruit Granny and Speedy Gonzales in the Matrix world, and finally Lola Bunny, who is training with Wonder Woman on the island of the Amazons. With the team finally assembled, LeBron begins to train them, but his method is far too strict. He wants the Looney Tunes to play with discipline, like a professional team. What he doesn't know is that, on the other side, Algie is upgrading his own team. Using Dom's scanner, he steals his code and creates a digital version of the boy, one with superhuman abilities, turning him into the best player in the entire game. It turns out Algie plans for the big match to take place inside the video game Dom created. That is why he is making sure his team is nearly unbeatable, modifying the game's code, adding special powers to the players, and turning the match into something far bigger than anyone could have imagined. When the day of the game arrives, Algie makes the court materialize and transforms all the Looney Tunes into realistic versions of themselves. With both teams ready, the algorithm gathers all the most famous Warner characters as the audience. But that is not enough for him. He wants the entire world to watch LeBron James be humiliated. So he uses the scanning technology he stole from Dom to absorb millions of people through their phones and pull them into the digital war. With the entire human population as spectators, Algie announces the rules. If the Goon Squad wins, everyone will return to normal. But if the Goon Squad takes the victory, everyone will remain trapped inside the server forever, and the Looney Tunes will be deleted. The moment of truth arrives. The algorithm presents his team, the Goon Squad, made up of White Mamba, Wetfire, Ravnica, the Brow, Kronos, and of course, Dom. When LeBron sees him, he tries to warn him that Algae is just using him for his plans, but Dom doesn't believe him and decides to keep playing. The game begins, and from the very first second, the Goon Squad shows its power. Dom jumps so high he looks like a shooting star just to catch the ball, and his team pulls off impossible moves. In this game, points aren't just earned by scoring baskets. Style points also count. The flashier the play, the higher the score. White Mamba makes a massive dunk worth 16 points. Ravnica traps Sylvester in her web and scores several shots with her 8 legs, putting the Goon Squad more than 60 points ahead just at the start of the first half. Dom, using his power-ups, performs an incredible solo move that earns him 33 extra points in a single shot. The crowd is stunned. The Looney Tunes are being completely crushed, but the algorithm wants more. He takes Dom out and brings in Kronos, a player with the power to control time. As expected, Kronos freezes the clock, humiliates LeBron's team, and scores a basket that leaves the scoreboard with over 1,000 points of difference. At that moment, LeBron realizes his strategy isn't working. He understands he can't win by playing professional, so he decides to let the Looney Tunes be themselves, chaotic, unpredictable, and completely crazy. With this new mindset, the Tunes return to the game more motivated than ever. In the third quarter, Coyote draws a cartoon train that runs over Brow while LeBron tries to grab the ball. The Goon Squad surrounds him, but the Roadrunner speeds in, kicks up a cloud of dust, and frees the ball so Tweety can make an incredible dunk worth more than 50 points. The crowd goes wild, and as if that weren't enough, a bonus event begins, a rap battle. Porky grabs the microphone and surprises everyone with an amazing rap performance that gives his team almost 200 style points. The score starts to even out. In the next play, Toss charges toward the hoop, but Brow steals the ball and races to score. However, the Tasmanian Devil spins so fast that he literally makes the entire court rotate, causing the rival to score in his own basket. That gives the Tunes 200 extra points. Coyote takes advantage of the chaos and uses an Acme multiplication machine to shoot the ball through a tube, sending hundreds of basketballs through the hoop at once. Unfortunately, as always, his invention malfunctions and ends up sucking him inside. Even so, the points count and the score skyrockets. Thanks to Coyote's madness and the team's ridiculous plays, the Looney Tunes manage to close the gap, and the game becomes more balanced by the minute. Afraid of losing, Algae decides to bring Kronos back into the game. But this time, Granny from the Toon Squad is not planning to stay on the bench. She steps onto the court, determined to face him, and challenges him with an epic display of Kung Fu. When Kronos tries to get close, Granny throws a punch so strong that it sends him flying. Then she jumps on him and, with a precise move, touches his watch, making time move forward 132 years. In just a few seconds, Kronos ages until he practically becomes a mummy, and the play gives the Toon Squad 30 more points. At the end of the third quarter, LeBron and Lola Bunny pull off a spectacular play. Thanks to a power jump, LeBron makes an incredible dunk that finally turns the score around. But when Algae sees that he might lose, he completely changes his attitude. He pretends to stay calm, but inside he is furious, and he starts mocking his own team, even Dom. Seeing how the algorithm manipulates his son makes LeBron react. At the start of the final quarter, he grabs the ball and runs toward Dom, but this time not to face him. He wants to talk to him. He tells him that he is proud of him, that his game is amazing, and apologizes for not being a good father and for not supporting his dreams. LeBron asks him to join his team, and finally, Dom accepts. Algae tries to stop him, but it is too late. Desperate, he enters the game himself and rewrites the code in front of everyone, transforming into a kind of digital god, practically omnipotent. The game restarts. Lola scores a basket and increases the lead, but Algae uses his powers to reverse time and erase their points. Realizing how dangerous he is, LeBron orders everyone to go on defense. However, the Goon Squad uses their abilities to break through the formation and leave him completely alone against them. Despite his talent, LeBron cannot stop the attack, and Algae scores, taking a 1-point lead with only 10 seconds left on the clock. During the timeout, Dom remembers something important. When he was creating the game, he gave every player a special move. But his father's move has a programming error, a bug so powerful that it could crash the entire system and remove Algae's control over the digital world. The problem is, whoever uses that move will disappear forever. Without a second thought, LeBron volunteers to do it. He returns to the court, determined to sacrifice himself for everyone. When the game resumes, Lola tries to pass him the ball, but Bugs Bunny jumps ahead, intercepts it, and performs the special move. However, the momentum is not enough, and the ball starts to fall before it reaches the hoop. At that moment, a jump power-up appears right in front of LeBron. He uses it to launch himself upward and go for the basket, but Algae jumps on his back to stop him. Then Dom reacts and throws him another power-up that appears under his foot. With that final boost, LeBron manages to make the winning basket just before the buzzer, destroying the algorithm's digital world and restoring everything to normal. The stadium explodes in celebration, the humans return home, and the Looney Tunes celebrate alongside LeBron and Dom. But among all the joy, something sad happens. Bugs Bunny begins to fade away. He's suffering from code errors after using the special move, and everyone says goodbye to him. He glitches away. LeBron and Dom return to the real world, believing that Bugs has sacrificed himself completely. The Looney Tunes universe goes back to its to deform, and the rabbit becomes a bright star in the sky. But don't worry, because as he would say himself, cartoons never die. Sometime later, Bugs Bunny appears in front of LeBron in the real world, ready to explore planet Earth and start a brand new adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this movie.